Hi, welcome to Wellness. I am your host, Linda Lonergan, Senior Clinical Nutritionist. I am here to show you the very best your community has to offer in health, fitness, well-being, and events. Today I am joined by an amazing woman who is a parent advocate for ADD and ADHD learning disabilities. Welcome, Andrea.
Welcome. Thank you, Linda. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much.
So please tell me where this all started.
Well, it all started from experience. I'm a mom of a son who is now 18 and just graduated, and I'm very blessed that we've gotten that far. He was diagnosed with ADHD back when he was 7 years old. Mm-hmm. I also have a daughter that has anxiety and depression at times as well, and that was come through in her adolescent years. So I've dealt with a lot and hands-on. I've been there. And I also, about a year ago, diagnosed myself and realizing that I have ADHD, which was never, I found this out, that I've been living with it all my life and not knowing it. And now a lot of my life makes sense to me. And it kind of made me become a term I created, ADHD-holic, because I do everything in my power to just get more knowledge and research more so I can get more knowledge for myself. And
right, and you're starting a program tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And
exactly.
What is this program?
It's an advocacy, a parenting empowerment advocacy program. It's running for 6 weeks every Friday, starting tomorrow from 10 to 3 to bring your lunch. I'm really excited.
That's wonderful.
I'm really excited about it.
That's absolutely terrific.
Yeah.
So having a child who has it, as well as a daughter that has similar
and lived it myself, I bring on that personal experience.
So what are some key things about a child with that you have seen with your son in terms of? ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and ADD, which is the same thing but without the hyperactivity. My son was very hyper as a child. He definitely exuberated in that. I didn't see it too much when he was younger, just thinking he's a boy, a kid. And then when it got to school, in kindergarten, I saw it a lot. I brought it up to teachers like, well, he's a kid, he's still young, which is, they don't want to push for actually getting them. It's very hard to get them because they think that at that certain age, that kid should be like that. Now, as young as 4, you can pretty much see that if they have it, it's going to be there. I think the teachers who are less educated believe that, it's still young yet, and they look about 2nd grade. And it was about 2nd grade that I finally had a consultation with his teacher, and she saw signs. Johnny was banging the paper, not paying attention at all. Interesting.
And
Very interesting.
Yep, and I just saw that, and, I went and I had to write letters to get him evaluated through the school. I did whatever I had to do. I got that. We had a great pediatric nutrition who I adored. He's one of the top of the line recommended by my pediatrician. He was a neurologist in the city and in Hartsdale. Excellent with Johnny. He started him on medication and he watched him, and we kept going. I probably took him off of it when he was about just before coming into 11th grade, and he did well.
And now he's going to college.
And here he's started college this year.
Amazing. That's
a blessing.
Absolutely amazing. I worked as an RD in the past. Well, I am an RD, but I worked as an RD specifically in school systems working with IEPs, with special education and learning disabilities, and the importance of good nutrition, eating protein at regular intervals, trying to minimize sugar as much as possible, and taking awareness into additives, food dyes, colors, chemicals that can affect.
Really?
Or have shown possibility of having some effect.
Really?
And I found these kids to be absolutely wonderful and phenomenal and so special.
Awesome, that's amazing.
So what are some tips that you would recommend as a mom?
Well, tips, I would say that the first and foremost is being positive.
I think positivity is so important, and focusing on your child's successes and their victories instead of their obstacles and their challenges, you know, and what are they strong at? Every child has something that they're strong at, and giving and just reinforcing that, because positivity, when you're not positive and you're feeling like, oh my God, why did this happen to me? Why does my child have this? Well, your child's going to pick up on that, and that's not good for them. And I've learned a lot of that kind of ironically. I read a book called The Explosive Child, which is an amazing book. I mean, I totally recommend it for any parent out there. I read it, and it really made me see a lot of things I did wrong with my child growing up. And a lot of it has to do with that mindset. And it's just, that, first and foremost, that is a top tip I would give them. And yeah, and next I would definitely say, in taking into consideration their successes, well, that if they have a child, like I had a child who was very hyperactive, that I believe that if they have a child like that, constant motion, they need to exuberate that energy. It's getting them into some kind of physical activity, yoga, dancing, a sport, martial arts. Martial arts was my child's. That's what we got him in.
That's what helped him.
Yes, that really helped him.
And what specific type of martial arts did you do?
He did the Taekwondo.
Wonderful.
And it was awesome. And
I heard that is a phenomenal in terms of helping kids.
Because it's also something you want to get them in a physical activity where it's going to take their ADHD symptoms and make that excel for them. Instead of draw them back, they're going to be using those ADHD symptoms. That's going to help them excel forward.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
That's very worthwhile information. What about homework tips? A lot of mothers share with me as
it's a big struggle.
RD nutritionist.
Yeah, that's a struggle,
right.
And that is struggle. Matter of fact, that is a big time struggle. And the most thing is just organizing. It's very important to get a schedule going, and scheduling everything your child does from morning to night, and scheduling that time when they come home. You can't. They need time to relax in the day, so they do need downtime, but a certain amount of time. You know your child, and then you need to get them back at a scheduled time for their homework and a scheduled place. It should not be in somewhere where you have a family room where on that the other kids are coming around. No, it needs to be somewhere in your home. I mean, it could be at the kitchen table if you know if that's all you have, and it's a quiet time. Is one thing, but it needs to be a quiet time, a quiet area that's designated for that. And, you know, and you just have to work on it. And the more and more you work on it, and it all resolves to scheduling, definitely, and scheduling appropriately.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you do find that the continuity of having a specific room, specific time, and that schedule
exactly
helps tremendously.
Exactly, and that's why I say out of the way of noise, other noise.
Okay, all right.
Because an ADHD person is going to be going all over.
Right.
And they have they're not. They're going to be hearing this and hearing that, and they're not.
And what are keys that help you as an adult?
Keys that help me is basically myself, when I'm working on a project, I know I have to take myself I'm doing the project, and I know within 15, 20 minutes, I'm in total focus of that. But I know when I start to get that wandering, I know, okay, it's time for a break. You know, being able to take the dog out or whatever it is, it's time to get away. And I need to break myself and just not think of that, and then get back to what I'm doing. And I have to just take one thing and prioritize. I have to prioritize what's most important.
That's interesting.
And just focus on that.
That's extremely informative for my viewers. And I know personally you're always putting out positive affirmations, which
because I believe in that.
Being positive the moment you get up in the morning, which I know you do very, very well, Andrea. You do.
I try to, because I totally believe in positivity, and I believe that that's what it's all about. It's about being positive. And there's too many negative people in the world, and you know, I've set my sights on just to not listen to that. And you know, sometimes, you know,
You can't. A lot of people need to hear that. It's all about being positive. It's not about hearing the negative. We get enough negative if we do turn on the news, which is something else that I took away.
Right.
I don't watch that anymore.
And I
It's
try to
too
do,
much.
I walk my dog in the morning, and right away I give gratitude and positive all the good things that are out there. As soon as I wake up and I find that, you say it's going to be a great day, and just go from there.
Exactly.
That it helps tremendously. So we have a couple of minutes to finish the program. Did you want to share anything particular with my viewers?
Well, basically, what do I want to share? Well, basically, yes, I also have a parent support group for parents with kids with ADHD, ADD, executive function, any disabilities. And it's on Thursday evenings, and it's the second Thursday of every month. Actually, it would have been tonight, but tonight I'm actually postponing it because of personal conflict that has aroused, and I'm able to do it tonight. So, but I don't want to cancel it for the month, so I'm actually pushing it to next Thursday. So I think that would be the 18th at 7 o'clock, and it's at Sarah's House of Health over in Mahopac. And I do, like I said, normally it's every second Thursday of the month. So I do have an email list. So, I'll be putting that. I do advertise it a lot. I also have a Facebook page, and it's called Positively ADHD Parenting. And then it's also connected to a support group for parents, too.
Wonderful.
So it's another, yes.
That sounds terrific.
Yeah.
And I'm sure in your endeavor of getting future education and certification
That
will help
I do every
tremendously.
day. I'm actually starting a program tomorrow.
That's great. That's
And
wonderful.
I'm really excited about it. And it's a parenting empowerment advocacy program that's running for 6 weeks starting tomorrow from 10 to 3. I am beyond excited about this. I recently, not too long ago, 2 months ago, took a seminar, got certified in reading, helping children with ADHD, dyslexia. There's a whole reading program over in Mount Kisco
Oh,
Library.
that's wonderful.
So,
Thank you so much, Andrea, for being here. Your passion, what you do, you're going to do great. You're going to succeed. Thank you.
Thank you,
so
Linda.
much.
Thank you for having me.
My
Thank you.
pleasure. Remember, when you eat well, choose great foods, keep physically active, and feel great, it's something you want to do for the rest of your life. Remember, balance and moderation is key. Thank you for joining me. Have a good night.